Hello, friends. How are you? Okay, so there is a ton of people on Periscope right now. How are you guys doing? Hi, Melissa. There's a ton of people on Periscope right now that I follow, and they're scoping, and I'm like, man, I shouldn't come on when they're on, but I can't help it because I have limited time today, and I want to help you guys. So hopefully, I'm sure. Wow, there's lots of people here. I know a lot of people will watch the replay because there's a lot of people on right now. But that's okay. That's okay. That as long as I get the information out. Yay, Ashley, how are you? Mel, how are you? Hi, great topic. Yeah, so I have actually done a scope on this before. So just full disclosure, I've done one before, but I think a lot of people missed it because it was a while ago. And actually last night I got a request to do it again. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. I just threw on a little inch of makeup, not even much at all. But I have a call in a little bit, a video call, so I had to throw on something. So thanks for that. You guys are so sweet. So thanks for the hearts too. Alright, so I'm going to dive right in to this content because I have a feeling there might be some questions or some things to chat about. So really quickly, my name's Kathy Olson. New to me, yeah. My name's Kathy Olson, if we haven't been properly introduced. My business is Love Inspired Incorporated. I never add on the incorporated, but we're actually incorporated. Love Inspired, and we do small business branding and custom website design and coding and lots of fun stuff. What I do on this side of the things is I just love to help, and I've been in business for a while. Been a graphic designer for 15 years and in my business for myself for 7 years. So I just love sharing stuff that I've learned, huge mistakes that I've made so that people don't have to make them, right? So this year I had a hashtag, thanks for the hearts. You guys are just literally, I love hearts. You guys are so awesome. You guys are, you know, my business name is Love Inspired. So you guys know that I love some hearts, right? I'm a heart fan. And I give tons of hearts too. So I'm just love hearts. Big heart, you're a share. Oh, thanks. It's awesome. I love, yeah, it's so good to get that feedback too, right? So I have been on tour this year is what is like a kind of a running joke that I've been saying, and you guys have probably heard me say it before. But I have been, by the end of this year, I will have gone to 8 conferences and spoken at 5 of them. So normally I speak at 1 conference a year or maybe 2 if things are crazy, but this year 2015 I will have spoken at 5. I have 2 more. Wow, that's great. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy ride. I don't know if I'll ever do that again, but that's why I'm talking about this topic, right? So I have 2 more. One I'm just attending, and then one I'm speaking at. The one I'm speaking at is Inspired Retreat. So if you guys go to Inspired Retreat, or actually, I'm sorry, inspiredtheretreat.com. I believe there might be still a couple of seats. I'm not totally sure. It's the end of next month. It's going to be in Nashville, Tennessee. Actually, outside of Nashville, Tennessee, in the woods. It's going to be amazing, you guys. I actually went to it once already this year in April, and it was literally mind-blowing, life-changing. So I want to share with you kind of what I learned this year, why I was able to speak at what I spoke at, how I kind of applied to those, and just really dig in. On how I did what I did, right? Because I feel like a lot of people are asking me this question. Hey, Allison, how are you? Oh my gosh, good to see you live. So, number 1, my number 1 tip is to pay attention to who their audience is. And I actually feel like a lot of these tips, someday I'll get to Inspired. I haven't made it yet. Oh my gosh, you got to come in October. Someday should be October, right? That's someday. Oh, you're doing great. Cool. So yeah, pay attention to their audience. I feel like a lot of these tips are almost like what you would do with a press release. Like if you wanted to get features in a magazine or something like that, it's almost the same tips. So if you kind of look around at tips for getting published, it's almost the same ideas because they really work kind of hand in hand. So you really want to pay attention to their audience, but you also want to pay attention to the event audience and the conference audience, who's going, but also pay attention to who the speakers are currently or last year's speakers, what their topics were. You just really want to well verse yourself in everything that has to do with that conference. You want to know exactly what the lowdown is, who are the client, Who are the people attending? Where are they in their business? Like, is it year 1? Is it year 10? Is it year 20? Are they bloggers? Are they designers? Are they photographers? Are they makers? Like, what? You really got to immerse yourself in who these people are and tailor your message to that. Because number one, and my number 2 thing, actually, my number 2 tip is to really make it simple for the people throwing an event. If you guys have never thrown an event before, they are freaking hard. You guys, hard work. Like, it's crazy that I see them cropping up all over the place nowadays because they are seriously hard work. And if you've ever talked to someone or known someone that's put on an event, they will tell you they are like a lot harder than you think. Oh my gosh, Allison, yeah, she has a conference that I spoke at, actually. Was that last year? No, I was pregnant, so that was like maybe, yeah, I guess it was last year. I spoke at Allison's event too, so yeah, and Leah throws events too. Leah Remolay throws events. She knows. You guys have no idea how hard events are. So in all things, whenever you're a speaker or if you're attending or anything, you always want to make it as easy as possible for them. Hey Kristen, how are you? Make it as easy as possible. So what does that mean? How do you make it as easy as possible? Make it as easy as possible for them to pick you. It was March last year that you spoke, yeah. Make it as easy as possible for them to pick you as a speaker. And the way you do that is you just make everything easy. You make it so that they can literally copy and paste your stuff in. So my number 1 tip was pay attention to your audience, what they've spoken on before, where they're coming from, you know, what they love, what they're looking for out of this conference. Really get a good idea of who you're speaking to. And then second thing is make it simple. Pay attention to their guidelines. When you're pitching an idea to speak, you want to make sure that you have it exactly how they're asking for it. So give them a title, give them a paragraph to copy and paste onto their page, give them bullet points, give them a headshot, make sure that they give them a bio on you, make sure they have everything they need. Don't just pitch an idea. Don't just send them an email and say, hey, I was kind of thinking about talking about this, because you're just putting way more work on them, right? Because now they have to sort of dig out all that information. But if you can throw it at them before they even ask for it, way ahead of time, you're making their life so much easier. They're gonna totally, would you guys agree? Leah and Allison, would you guys totally agree if someone was pitching to speak and they sent you everything you needed? Even I mean, you could even get into PowerPoint if you wanted to, but just make their lives easy and send them everything up front. They would be like, dude, you're hired, right? Because you're making my life easier. And you can also tell them ways that are places that you've spoken before. Maybe send them videos of stuff that you've done. I think she's done this before. Yeah, totally. I think that any person putting it on, yes, and they did their research and knew what it was about, exactly. So that's the other thing. So yeah, so that's kind of why I say number 1 is to pay attention, because you want to make sure that your message is tailored to them. So when you're thinking about that idea and that pitch, you don't want it to be kind of blind. You want it to be pitching something very specific to a specific audience. So we were talking about pitching for alt the other day, and we were talking about don't pitch to business owners, right? Alt is bloggers, right? So you got to put it in blogger terms, and they're not going to respond to something that's not really tailored to their audience, right? So be thinking about who their audience is and what they want to know. What are bloggers wanting to know right now? What's really hot in the blogging world? What's something you can speak about that they would really appreciate, right? So those are my first 2 tips. And then my last tip, my third tip, is to look for the community, look for community engagement somewhere. So if you really want to speak at a conference, look into the community that is currently there, is going around. What are the Facebook groups? Other Facebook groups are they in? Are they using certain hashtags? How can you become a part of that community? Because that's a really big part of being a speaker. At least in my circles and the ones that I've done, it's been a really big part of you being a part of that community. Like, you don't just come up, you don't just show up, speak, and then leave, right? You are now invested in that community. You are now invested in those people that came to this conference. You are now BFFs with them. You are now like part of their world, right? You're going to keep the connections going. You're going to keep talking to them. I'm still talking. Hello, I'm new here. Yeah. If you missed anything, make sure you watch the replay, but I'll do a short recap at the end. But welcome. So make sure that you're part of that community and kind of just keep that going and really talk to them, be helpful to them, give them free content as much as you can. If there's Facebook groups, grab into those Facebook. Thanks to you guys so much for all the hearts. Gosh, there's a lot of people, and I thought like nobody was going to show up today because there's so many other good scopers right now. But that is really important to keep engaged with community, because that's what event builders, event planners, whatever, people that put on events. It's a great topic. Yeah, thanks. I know. It's like, oh my gosh, this has been like literally the year. I can't even believe. I'm almost done. I have two more in October, and then I'm done. I don't have any this month, actually, which is cool. This is my like month off. And then I have November and December off. But yeah, I have two events in October. You're up against the Apple event. I know I am. That's what's crazy. Like, Alex Pettit's on, and then when I looked, Hillary Rushford was on, and there was a few other people that I follow that were on. I'm like, but I gotta get on. Hi, I ran downstairs to grab lunch and missed 4 scopes. Seriously, Latrice, right? Oh my gosh, scope problems, right? So look for that engaged community and get engaged. Get engaged before you even start speaking, before you're even accepted, right? Get in that community, start using those hashtags. They're going to notice, they're going to care, and it means a lot. It means a lot that you're invested in these people, and you're not just trying to make money or just you're not trying to self-promote, that you really actually care about this community and that you really want to be a part of it. So those are my tips. Were those helpful, you guys? Do you want me to like explain anything even a little bit more? Was anything kind of like, what do you mean by that? Or was it pretty clear? Was it helpful? Thanks for the hearts. I'm guessing that means it was helpful. So I'll do a quick recap. Yes, very helpful. Okay, awesome. And I know like a lot of people have questions about where do you find conferences to speak at, and that's where I would look and dip into that community factor, looking for people that you're currently following or that are part of a community and where they're going, what events they're attending, what they're hashtagging, all those kind of things, and just sort of following up and seeing and even asking, maybe even polling your community, saying, in a Facebook group, saying, hey, what conferences have you guys attended this year? What do you guys love to attend? I actually did a list. I just remembered. I did a list on my blog. I think it was like maybe a year and a half ago or so, about all the conferences that people go to, and I actually found, people were submitting them, and I had a whole big list of workshops. Do you speak at conferences locally, or do you travel? I usually travel, yes. I don't, I would say, honestly, I don't usually speak locally. I think it's because my community is very all over the country. All my clients are all over the country. I just don't do a lot of local business here in San Diego. So that's where my community is. They're all over the place. And I love to travel. I mean, I kind of use it as an excuse. I usually stay a couple extra days to hang out and check out the place. So I've been in Nashville twice already this year, and I'm going a third time. But I love Nashville, and I love hanging out there. So I'm gonna do a quick recap for y'all. Throw in a little Nashville there. I'm gonna do a quick recap, and let me know if you guys have any questions. So number 1, pay attention to their audience and where they are in business. Right? I'm so bad on conferences these past few years. What do you mean you're bad at them? Do you mean you just haven't been going to them? What do you mean you're bad? You don't have to go to conferences. I mean, it's if you're in a place to grow your business, then it's great, right? But if you're not, there's been some years where I haven't gone to any conferences, so totally. I used to attend them all. Yeah, that's okay. That's like you're allowed to take a break, and you travel a lot too, so to all these conferences, so you're allowed to take a break. That's totally cool. So pay attention to their audience, what they've spoken on before. Look at the topics that were chosen before. Kind of see the winners and kind of pick and see and sort of analyze why they got picked. That will be really helpful to you. Number 2, make it as simple as you possibly can for the event coordinator, the person putting it on. You want to make sure you pay attention to their guidelines and have everything they need and then some. I mean, you can even throw extras. Make sure you have your catchy title in there. Make sure you have your paragraph explaining what you're going to talk about, and exactly copy and paste. Not, I will talk about this, but Kathy is teaching you how to blah, blah, blah. Like, use the actual copy. Make it as copy ready, as print ready as possible, right? Send them a paragraph. send them bullet points of kind of overview of what they would need, what they'll learn, kind of what they'll walk away with. Just think about it in a sales way, right, too, like, so that you're helping them sell. You're helping them sell these seats. That's the whole point, right? You're not just showing up to self-promote. You want to help them. Send them a great headshot, not huge, but not teeny either, just kind of somewhere in between, so that they can use it on their social media. Send them, if you have, any kind of experience or something you spoke at before, send them a video of you speaking, anything you can to just make it as easy as possible for them to say yes. Okay, that's my tip number 2. Number 3, look for their engaged community. So see if they have Facebook groups, if they have hashtags going around, get engaged, get involved in their community, care about them. Let these people know that you're not just like a one-hit wonder, that you're not just going to show up and then leave, but that you actually care about this community. You're invested in the people's success that show up to this event, especially if it's a smaller event. Especially if it's a smaller event, you want to make sure that you stick around and that you're helpful and you're a mentor to these people, because that's what it's about. That's why these people go to conferences, because they want to develop these communities and they want to meet people that they'll know for the rest of their business career. So develop those relationships. And oh my gosh, you guys, I can't even explain to you what those relationships have done for my business. So I've gone to conferences and spoken at conferences, and then made friends from those conferences, whether they were the attendees or other speakers, that have literally catapulted my business in so many ways that I can't even explain to you. So that community element is so important, and you can get involved right now. You don't have to be a speaker. Get involved in those communities any way that you can. Follow the people, respond to them, just get connected. And I think those are my 3 top tips to sending you straight from kind of thinking about speaking at conferences to actually standing on stage and doing it, traveling the world, or whatever it is that you're looking to do. So those are my tips for you. I hope that was helpful. You guys are amazing. I'm so grateful for you to come and show up and listen to me instead of all these other people talking about 2 fingers. 2 finger screen taps give 2 times the hearts, like this. I totally do that. I feel like Nintendo, like back in the days when you used to go like this. Like, did you guys ever play Nintendo and just like, you push that button like this, just kind of like vibrate your hand to do hearts? That's what I do when I get on Periscope. So I'm like, oh, that's why, like, you'll see if I'm in your Periscope and you have like 500 hearts for me, that's because I'm sitting here going like this the whole time. I love doing hearts. I'm a big hearter. So thank you guys so much. We'll probably be back on today. I'm not sure. I'm actually at number 95 of my scopes. So I have big 100, my 100th scope coming up. So it's got to be something good, and I have no idea what it's going to be. So if you guys want to help me, come into our Facebook group, inspiredscope.com, and tell me what you want my 100th scope to be, because I have no idea what I'm going to make it be. And actually, if you guys want to see my saved scopes, check out loveinspired.tv. I just bought this domain. Why are they more expensive? .tvs for some reason are more expensive, but I'm saving some of my scopes over here. But yeah, inspiredscope.com. You guys, if you want to screenshot it really quick, this is our Periscope group, and we support each other, right? And we just talk, we just get nerdy with Periscope together, right? All right, you guys, have a lovely Wednesday. Maybe speaking at the conference. Next, what to expect. What do you mean? What do you mean, like actually speaking? Go to retail me not app search for GoDaddy. Oh yeah. To get the discount. Yeah, it was like $24 or something just to register a TV. But I don't know why. TV was more expensive than the .coms and all that stuff. But that's okay. It's no worries. I have like 50 something domains, so it's no big deal. Yeah, coupons. I love Retail Me Not. Speaking for the first time in November at a photography con. So nervous. Yeah, I hear you. I'm nervous every time. Still to this day, I'm nervous, but that's okay. Like, nerves really has nothing to do with the job that you do, and it doesn't. It just means you're alive. I feel like, Yeah, you have 20, 20 domains. Yeah, I have so many. And every year I have to let some go because I'm just like, I never did anything with that. It's horrible. But yeah, I would say that like I'm always nervous like when I talk in front of people. And I think it's just because I care and because it matters to me. And it's been put on my heart to speak to these people and to help people and just really, spread my legacy. Not even spread my legacy, but just leave a legacy of helping. And so for me, I get so nervous because I put it on myself to make it really great. Like I want them to really get something. I want it to be like mind-blowing every time. And so that's why I get nervous. It's not really because it's like about me or how I look or whatever. So that's how you feel too. Yeah, it's not even about, it's just not even about like how I come across or whatever. I just want to be helpful. I will say that Periscope, I feel like using Periscope since June with my almost 100 scopes that I got under have really helped me into speaking and delivering and listening, being very like have an ear, right? Like have an ear to the ground and just practicing speaking. So if that's something you want to do, totally use Periscope. Use Periscope as your platform. I guess this is a fourth bonus tip. Right when I was about to get off, there's a fourth bonus tip. But use Periscope as your platform to practice, like you get, I've been using Blab. Yeah, that's great. So just getting used to kind of live speaking, getting your ideas out there, just on the fly and not writing. I mean, I love writing, but, so I haven't really ever been like a great speaker. But yeah, I get better every time, I think. Some of them go amazing. Some of them I wish I would have done something a little bit different. But for the most part, if I help one person, that's all that matters. So even if I totally bomb it and then one person comes up to me and says, that was awesome, you changed my life, then that's worth it to me. I wouldn't say I ever have really totally bombed it because I feel like, really helping people is all that matters. But some of them I've been like, damn, that was good. That one was really good. But it just depends, and it depends on the community. But it's really about listening and making sure. I like to ask questions too. Like I don't want to like talk about something that's not relevant. So I like to ask questions and keep people engaged and make sure that people are with me, right? And that we're talking about things that people want to know. So preparation is really important. Making sure that you're on point with your game and that you're talking about things that they need and not like talking over them and being really helpful. I think that's all you really need, right? Okay, you guys, I gotta let you guys go. I think it's lunchtime around here. Gotta get something to eat. And love you so much. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. If you guys are just joining, I'm just actually wrapping up. So make sure you watch the replay, and I will see you guys either later tonight or tomorrow. But I scope every single day, so I'll see you guys tonight or tomorrow. All right, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday.